The Prime Minister sipped seltzer from a glass with the emblem of the State of Israel. Behind him was an Israeli flag. Facing him were three people with the national emblem on their uniform lapels, the blue uniforms of the Israel Police. It was March 2017. Investigators from Lahav 443, the Israel Police's anti-corruption unit, entered the Prime Minister's residence on Balfour Street in Jerusalem again, bringing heavy boxes with the recording equipment through the metal detectors. They had come to question the current tenant under warning, like all his predecessors since 1996. Benjamin Netanyahu was now not only a popular prime minister and admired international leader, but also a criminal suspect. The event was broadcast live to the National Police Headquarters and the Attorney General's offices. In their hands, they now held the fate of a man who was more accustomed to holding other people's fates in his hands. The detectives were sitting in a small office, a room that had seen historic decisions about war and peace, a backdrop that could hardly be more dramatic or more different from the Israel Police's regular interrogation rooms. Between the officers and the Prime Minister was a table, and on the table was a jumbled pile of fresh polling data, an envelope marked Top Secret containing a report from Mossad agents in Tehran, an old note from the King of Saudi Arabia, a framed photograph of the Prime Minister's children playing in the snow, and an economics book in English with a bookmark between the pages. The detectives began to bombard Netanyahu with accusations about the illicit benefits that he had allegedly received from a billionaire. "Do you carry a wallet around, sir?" asked one detective. "No," replied the Prime Minister. "Not even a credit card?" "Oh, give me a break," snapped the suspect. "I get cash taken out for me in the bank, and I put it in my pocket." "Mr. Prime Minister," said the chief detective, raising his voice because Netanyahu denied any involvement, "do you really believe what you're saying?" "Of course I believe it," the Prime Minister bellowed. "And I'm telling you, you're lying." Cue a knock on the door. A note was slipped inside. "My apologies," said the suspect, suddenly switching back to the role of Prime Minister. "The President of the United States is looking for me on urgent business." "Does this happen often?" asked the chief investigator suspiciously. "Yes," replied the Prime Minister, shooing the detectives out of the room with a dismissive gesture. "Oh, and if you could please disconnect the recording equipment, this conversation is classified," he added.